Hello again and welcome back. We are here for I think it's our final section today of our live stream, but I'm joined by the amazing producer on Elite Dangerous, Eddie Symons, my favorite producer. We've got a round of, we've got a whoop from the crowd over there when you heard about Eddie Symons. I don't think even David Braden got a whoop earlier on. Sorry. We've hyped him up too much now. Cancel it, everyone. We're leaving. No, but so, yes, it's our final part for today's live stream. We thought we would bring Eddie on, have a little chat about Eddie Symons, the man behind the mystery, have a little chat about Elite Dangerous Horizons, and also check out some of the CQC action as well, just to close off with for the day. So, we do have that little hashtag thing I was talking about before, the hashtag EDGC15, so make sure you use that if you're going to tweet. We are taking answers still for who you would take on as your wingman if you were going to go into Elite Dangerous space. We want to know who it is and why you would take them. And then at the end of this section, I'm going to pick one at random, and that person is going to get to name their own planet in Elite Dangerous.
Wow.
I think it's pretty awesome. We've had some really cool suggestions so far. But yeah, it is. You actually are dumbstruck.
Can I enter?
No, you can't, Eddie. Oh. So, wow. Sorry. So, we did also have a question before we went away, and this person's going to win themselves a Gamescom-specific paint job that they can't get anywhere else at home. They can only get either from this event or through answering this question. And the person who got it right, the question was, how many stars do you have in Elite Dangerous Galaxy? I admit that I got that a little wrong. Star systems, I meant. Yeah. However, people knew what I was talking about, and most of the people said 400 billion. So we have Aaron at the year 500 on Twitter. You are the proud new owner of a Gamescom exclusive paint job, so a round of applause for Aaron. That's what we call a polite cricket ripple clap. It's like a nice knockout of the park. So, Eddie Symons, how are you? How have you enjoyed Gamescom so far?
I'm good. So I've been doing a whole bunch of different things so far. Today, over on the Microsoft stand, showing a few people the game there. Demoing it in German, which is a bit of a new experience for me.
So, to put you on the spot here, do your spiel for me. Do the German, like the opening bit.
The opening bit is basically me watching them struggling with the controllers, and then like me pointing at buttons and like saying Anvisieren and Beschleunigung.
Okay, good.
And kind of broken German like that.
I have to admit that it is much easier when we're demoing to native English speakers who do know. But of course, everyone picks it up in the end. And then we were just talking about this on the way over here. It's such a rewarding experience when people finally pick up that controller and they nail it after you've taught them the stuff, and they just get it in the end. They're like, okay, I've got that. And they walk away going, that was super cool. So you've had that experience today over at the Xbox booth, of course, as well.
Exactly,
All sarcasm aside, you have had a nice time, haven't you?
It's been amazing, yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
All these events are always like really, really tiring and draining. But it's so worthwhile just like getting to sort of get new people into the game and getting those sort of first reactions from people. It's really
cool. So, last night we held a community meetup, which I thought was, it was absolutely amazing. We got to meet some of our amazing community fans there. So if you're watching at home, thank you so much for coming. And if you didn't, those guys actually got themselves, and I'm talking a lot about exclusive paint jobs today, but I'm going to say again, exclusive paint job. We actually gave away an exclusive community paint job. And actually, you can only get it by coming to those community events.
Yeah.
And so I think that's
a
fantastic...
It's not just that community event, though.
Yeah.
We will have other community events in the future as well, where you'll also get the opportunity.
And if you apply to get those tickets, then you will have the opportunity to get that and this awesome decal which shows like the hands joined together. And you could use that on any ship, obviously. But at that event, we had a Q&A with David Braben. Lots of people asking lots of interesting questions, some nicer than others. I think the T word was mentioned a few times.
Certainly was.
Yeah, people kept calling the SRV the buggy, which annoyed me because we've got to be on. We've got to be on.
I'm too used to it. I've been calling it the buggy for since the start of the year.
Let's set the record straight. This is the SRV, the Surface Recon Vehicle, also known as the Scarab.
Oh, okay.
So people did ask some questions that may or may not have been answered in the streams over the last couple of days that we've been doing. So I thought I would talk to you a little bit about it, and also a little bit about your experiences developing on Horizons and how it's differed from previous development experiences. Because I think that a lot of people have an idea about how a game is made, and then the reality of it can be quite different, more fun.
Well, I mean, the main thing that was different for me on Horizons was that when I joined Elite, it was like probably about a half a year or so into development. So a lot of the main decisions on how certain things worked, how the flight controls worked and everything, a lot of that stuff was already pretty nailed down and everything. Yeah. But when we started with Horizons, it was really from a blank page again. So it's really going back to the basics of just trying to set up a basic buggy. Yeah. Sorry, SRV. Yeah.
I didn't even spot that one. I was too busy listening
and just
to you.
Focusing again on that sort of moment-to-moment stuff. Trying to get the handling feeling right and just establishing the new ground rules.
So how does one do that? How does one get a feeling right without actually ever piloting an SRV or driving an SRV? How do you do such a thing?
Well,
it sounds like a feat.
It's iteration, basically. We're always the first implementation, taking notes away from that. Yeah. And just feeding in the new feedback that we get from it.
So what you're trying to say is we have incredibly talented team that work around the clock to make sure we iterate on everything, to make sure it's balanced and fine balance. And you've been there for how many years now?
4.5 years, I think now. Yeah.
So it's about your time to go. We're going to chuck you out and get somebody else.
Okay. Yeah.
On that note, head towards Frontier. It was frontierdevelopments.co.uk. We're actually hiring at the moment.
Frontier.co.uk.
Frontier.co.uk. Yeah. That's right. We are actually hiring at the moment. So if you do check on there, there is actually a jobs board. I know that your team will be looking for lots more people.
Yeah,
I think even the marketing team are looking for more people. So if you're at home and computer games enthusiast, an expert coder or programmer, do head over to the website. With that done, let's talk about some questions that may have been asked on the other night. So, how does the space transition work? How does it work when you're transitioning down from space? When you're flying over, you
so basically, you'll be approaching the planet in supercruise. And then we're doing our best at the moment to make it so that transition is as seamless as possible. You'll just approach the planet. You'll drop out of supercruise into a orbital cruise, I think we're going to be calling it, which is going to sort of slowly be bringing you down from supercruise style speeds into something a bit more manageable as you're sort of heading towards the surface, and then dropping down into a sort of a new flight model that we have when you're along the surface of the
So tell me a bit more about that as well, the gravitational different pulls. I don't think we've talked quite a lot about that yet.
So it's still something that we're working on and iterating on right now. But it's gonna basically be part of some of the gameplay that we'll be doing to balance things between buggies and ships. Yeah. Because obviously ships are can be really big. If you've got an Anaconda, that's a pretty beefy weapon that you can be flying right over, a few buggies. Yeah. And if you could SRVs, and they would be pretty easy pickings if we didn't change if the flight system didn't adapt to the planet sort of system.
Well that's interesting. That's really interesting to know. Yeah. So the SRVs will be able to hold up against these things. They're not going to just be squashed like flies.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the combat will be it's encouraged to be sort of more separated. So. Ships, buggies are too small for ships to target anyway. They don't give off a big enough heat signature for ships to track.
Oh, okay.
So any sort of aiming that you are doing is going to have to be entirely manual anyway.
Oh, interesting. So how many planets are you going to be able to actually...
How many planets are there going to be in the game?
How many planets are in the... Yes. Well, and how many of those can you actually land on?
I asked our guy who looks after Stellar Forge the other day about this, and he just gave me a look. So...
Does that mean...
It was a look that said, don't make me work it out, please.
Okay.
It's a very big number. I don't know exactly how big it is.
So have you made changes to the Stellar Forge and any to using the Stellar Forge in the same way?
So Stellar Forge has always been sort of generating the same sort of information that we base everything on. But we're now taking more information out of it.
Can I quickly stop you there and say, if anybody doesn't know what Stellar Forge is, it's the amazing technology behind how we procedurally generate our star systems. So I don't know, you could probably say a bit more technically sided about that.
Yeah, so basically it takes it back to first principles, decides what size a star should be, what the planets should be composed of, what the distribution of them should be. And some of that information was used before to sort of decide what planet type something was, what sort of minerals you might find there, all this kind of thing. But now we're sort of pulling more information out of that, so that the planetary definition is going to be even more accurate.
Okay.
And because we need that, because we're going to be getting closer up to these things, we need to sort of know in more detail how they're going to be composed and how that's going to feed into, the artists can sort of use that information to help the procedural systems generate, awesome-looking planets, basically.
So talking of awesome-looking planets, of course, the name Elite Dangerous Horizons suggests that we're going to be able to see the horizons of planets.
Yeah.
We're going to see those amazing sort of interesting blue stars appear over the horizon.
I mean, one of the interesting things actually is that like whenever you see a horizon shot at the moment, you'll see like the planets are always perfectly spherical, because that's like kind of a bit of a simplification that we made in Season 1.
Interesting.
But now when you're getting up closer to these planets that you can land on, you'll notice already, even when you're quite a distance, the horizon line is like not straight anymore. You'll like see those like little bumps and mountain ridges and so on.
Wow.
So
That's really awesome.
even when you're sort of a little way out, you already start to see the differences.
Start to see the shapes.
Yeah. And it really helps you appreciate the scale of things as well.
Yeah.
When you're sort of flying down from out in space down to the planet's surface, well, that's one way of looking at it, actually. But the more impressive bit is if you fly backwards away from the planet and try and keep track of something that you were looking at on the surface as you're pulling back, and you just get lost, really. It's just, you really understand how huge things are. If you're like trying to sort of see where a buggy was, and like you zoom out and then try and zoom back in again, it's just gone because the planets are so huge.
Because so you come back in and you're like, it's like when you zoom out on Google Maps and you're trying to find your directions to a train station, and you're like, I don't know where I'm going. I've lost it, it's too late, gone. I've missed my train. Anyway,
so like, things on this planet's surface that you will be able to track are some of the larger things, like the planetary bases and so on.
Planetary bases and structures, and
which is one of the things that people were expecting about this game, about this expansion, or the start of the series of expansions, where they thought that the Horizons would just be about coming down to the planet's surface and landing there, and doing your trading and stuff, and then taking off again. But we have like the whole SRV gameplay as well, which feeds into all of the other aspects of Elite. So we're looking at how that's going to work into exploration, into piracy, all the different parts of the game.
And so all of this still plays into things that are happening in the game, the economy and the power play. So you are going to be able to go land at a not starport obviously, but what are you calling them, outposts? And you're able to trade things with that specific planet. Okay, and that will affect the economy of the area and the growth.
Yeah, the same way as it always does. Yeah.
Okay, well that's cool to know. I like just the nice detail on that. So what time? So we said about cool looking bumps and things like that. So what kind of terrain can we expect? Is it? I think in the teaser trailer at least we saw sort of that moon, sort of very dry grey. Is that the sort of thing that we're going to see a lot of, or is there going to be other things as well?
Well, I mean, it's going to be again a big surprise to us what we see, because like with the original game, we didn't know what people would find out there. So it's like there's going to be a whole variety of different surfaces that you'll see, a lot of different color variation that you'll have, a lot of different landscape forms, mountains, valleys, hills and ridges and craters.
And this is all put into the Stellar Forge to make it scientifically realistic as well, about the way that the wind, obviously, it's atmosphereless.
No atmosphere, so no wind, no weather conditions yet.
Okay, so right. So however things, I don't know about. Okay, so maybe things would collide with the planets and stuff like that, so you would see realistic portrayals of maybe that things.
Yeah, you'll like see where there's been meteor impacts and so on, like craters with ejecta and everything. So yeah, and I mean, I look forward to seeing what other people find out there, really, because when we're testing the game, we tend to sort of visit the same sort of places because we sort of know what to expect there. We know how our tests are going to work there and so on.
People are just going to find some really strange anomalies.
Yeah. I mean, there's one of the things that I saw recently on YouTube was a video that somebody had made. I think Obsidian Ant made it, this galaxy.
Yeah, it's very good. It's one of the most recent ones.
I love that. That's exactly the sort of thing I'm looking forward to seeing from Horizons as well. Just seeing all of the different things that people see out there. Because in this galaxy video, I didn't believe some of the stuff that was in there. It's like I've never seen some of those things in the game before. So it's just really cool knowing that there's going to be that kind of stuff for people to find.
That kind of stuff, but down on the surface. One thing that I found is really cool, and I've seen it in the office. I've been lucky enough to. I remember the first time. It was quite a while ago now, and I walked past and I was like, I came back down to the market and I was like, guys, I've just seen a buggy. Because at the time it was called the buggy, now it's the SRV. I know. I was covering my own back there. But it was so badass to see that sort of stuff, like really, really cool. Got me so excited. So if I was getting excited, I was like, this is going to blow people's minds when they finally see this stuff. And then you were kind enough to actually show me people going around on these surfaces. And it, oh my God, hype. So it's going to be really cool. I'm so excited.
It's also worth reminding people, the planetary landing is just the start of what we're doing with Horizons.
Very on message, good.
We also have other parts of that are in progress as well, which I've also been working on since the start of the year, which we can't really say much about yet, but they're all equally exciting, I think. I mean, I can't say anything about them, unfortunately, but it'll be great when we can see it. Yeah, soon.
So soon, we'll say some soon. Finally, getting stuck when traveling around, when you are out in your SRV, you're out in the Scarab. Okay, so first of all, what happens
to you? That was the thing. One of the first things we were thinking about is like, we don't know what terrain is going to come out. You know, if you're normally making terrain for a video game, you'll have artists mapping it all out. You'll make sure you're blocking off any areas which look a bit too risky and like inaccessible or whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to.
If there's any like particularly steep or horrible drops or anything, you can like just block it all off and make sure that you're guiding the player around. But we give you free access to the entire planet, so we don't really know what players will encounter. So we have to have a bit of a get-out clause in there, which is if you can probably see them in the trailer. If you look very closely, you'll see the thrusters on the side of the SRV. Those are used for self-righting. So if you end up sort of stuck upside down or anything, those can turn around and boost you back up onto your wheels again.
You get a little bit of airplay with that.
Yeah.
I think another person asked last night as well. The community is like, who's had the biggest air so far?
Who's had the sickest air?
Sickest air was that the question?
Yeah.
Who's had the sickest air? And I think the answer was Mike Evans, one of our designers, who. Because he's testing all that and he's tweaking all the handling of the SRV, so he's done some crazy things with that.
Yeah.
And as he's done an amazing job with the ships, rest assured that he's doing an amazing job balancing out the handling of the Scarab. Yeah. So let's do a thing where we show the trailer. Why not? The Horizons trailer.
Let's have a look. Yeah.
Let's have a look. I know we've shown it a few times, but it is awesome. So yeah, cue the trailer.
Descending around 150 meters per second. All the engines in preparation for power play. At an altitude of 6.5 kilometers descending. We're coming in ready for skycraft. We're down to 86 meters per second. Touchdown confirmed.
We literally had somebody standing at the front of the booth there, just like, no, why, mate? He was Australian as well. That wasn't just me doing an Australian accent. But yeah, were you watching carefully? Did you see the thrusters at the end?
Yeah.
Did you see them?
I did see them.
I wasn't watching.
Okay. They're a bit obscured by the dust getting kicked
I
up,
wasn't
but,
paying attention. Sorry. Okay, great. So, should we move on to some CQC stuff? I know the guys are in game right now playing, so let's just show some of the stuff on screen. I know that Eddie actually, and I don't think you mind me saying this.
No, yeah, I've been in the background a little bit while CQC's been happening because I've been concentrating on the Horizon stuff.
Yeah, obviously we have.
If you want to see the first time when I was playing CQC, it's featured in the CQC trailer.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh well, we're actually going to show this at the end of this.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see that later then. You can see me die a few times.
But right now we've got 440. Oh, we've just finished the game.
Oh, okay.
That was very good timing. So let's go into broad. You show the trailer now? Yeah, have you got that? Yeah, got queued up. Let's put the CQC trailer on now. It's a trailer fest. I think it's coming.
The Federation welcomes you to CQC, Closed Quarter Combat Championship. Boarding has begun.
So you may have noticed a Commander Bovaflux getting blown up right at the end of that video. That is the one and only Eddie Symons, playing extremely well, of course.
Of course.
I remember you shooting those videos, and it was quite a lot of fun, actually, but it took a lot of time to get all those shots and those angles. I think they are just about to start another game lineup right now.
Let's take a look.
I think it's loading up here now. But in broad strokes, so CQC is, of course, our, in case you don't know much about it, it's our PvP mode, our arena mode, although we don't really like saying arena mode, but it's our PvP mode, where you can do deathmatch, you can do team deathmatch, you can do, we've got capture the flag, which actually you saw glimpses of in that trailer. So what's your experience of it so far? Is it something that you enjoy playing CQC? I know you've only played it a couple times.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow we're going to try and get you playing here on stage, because we want to see the evolution of from zero to hero of Eddie Symons.
It might still be like 0 to about 0.1 at the minute.
0.1, well, that's fine.
But still, we'll give it a try. I'm up for that.
Okay, well that's tomorrow, because we're running out of time today, unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah, so your experience of playing CQC, is it something that you will find yourself coming back to a lot as an alternative to actually playing the full game?
Well, I mean, I don't usually play PvP style stuff that much.
Okay.
But I did surprisingly enjoy this quite a lot. I think the big thing that sort of made it click for me was like realizing how important it is to stay close to scenery and like get other people to lose their lock on you.
Yeah. So a lot of these new players that we're seeing here obviously aren't quite using that structure to their environment.
That's sticking close to the asteroids, using those tunnels.
Yeah.
So everything you can do to sort of get out of people's sight.
But I think that speaks to the strengths of CQC as well, because it is something that has a skill gap, and if something's going to do well as a multiplayer game, it has to have that skill gap. The idea of there are a large group of players that are all good, like versus each other, but then you have that massive gap, and then the pros right at the top. And I really do think that we are going to see some people just really excel at this game, all about using that. Using the moments correctly to their advantage, like sniping and taking care, and really using the structures and the environments to their advantage. And as well as time goes on, speaking with Dan Davies, one of the designers, you can see everybody there playing. I think that's pretty awesome. Look how busy it is. This is how busy we've been the whole day.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't had one moment to ourselves, but it's been fun. It's been amazing, and it's only day one. It's only day one. We've got 4 more days of this, well, 3 more days of this amazing times left. Amazing times.
Amazing times.
Amazing times. So, speaking with Dan Davis, he was talking about balancing, and it is something we're going to be working they're going to be working very hard at. That's why the game preview program is so great for it, and you can get CQC right now on the game preview program to help these guys find this balance. But I think that once they nail the balances and the small things like that, I think it's going to become a real competitive multiplayer experience. We would love to take it further and take it into esports territory, but of course we know that that's not we're not stupid. We know that it doesn't automatically happen.
That's the thing. It all depends on people picking it up and how much they embrace it, really.
How much people get behind it. So if you are a fan of CQC already, we really implore you to get behind it. Let us know that you want us to put even more work into it and things like that, because I think that that's the only way that the men at the top are going to know that we want to put more behind it. So hopefully you guys will really enjoy CQC. What's your favorite thing about CQC?
I love the new scenery that we've got in there, basically. It's like just another bit of variety that you've got in the universe. It looks awesome. It's all come together really quickly as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, and the CQC, the scenery, we did say already as well, those structures are going to then be incorporated into the main game that you see. Over on our stand here at Gamescom 2015, EDGC15, hashtag. It's been a long day, Eddie. It's nearly done. We're nearly there. So we have 2 stands as well. We have a stand of 12 who are playing on the CQC right now, and you can see people playing at it. And on the other side as well, we have 12 PC builds with the X52 Pros set up with the keyboards, and the X52 Pro and headset, all Mad Cat stuff. But actually, we're about to do a raffle prize draw in about 35 minutes, which is giving away that whole set of stuff, which I think is really awesome. So if you are hearing this and you are around the side of the stage, make sure you jump on now, because in about 35 minutes, we're going to be giving away a whole set of Mad Catz gear and also the chance to win an Xbox One and a copy of the game for those who actually win their round of CQC. So before we go, and thank you so much, Eddie, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
We are going to be here tomorrow all day doing even more tutorial type stuff. We're going to be bringing Gareth back on. We're going to bring on one of the other ambassadors as well. We've got Sandro Samarco coming on to talk to us maybe about some of the nitty-gritty mechanics of some of the stuff that might come with Planetary landings. Also 1.4 and things like that. We're going to be doing even more giveaways throughout the day. We'll have like a beginner's tutorial and an advanced tutorial at some point. And we're going to be doing even more interviews right from down in the middle because I really enjoyed that bit. So I want to do some more of them. So anyway, let's finish on a high note as well. So the whole time through this stream, I've been harping on about this naming your own planet thing that you get to do by tweeting in who your wingman would be and also why they would be your wingman. So I think I've been told that we do have a winner. Let me just scroll through here and find the right person. Yeah, absolutely, I have it on my phone here. So thank you so much for your amazing entries. Do keep them coming in because they are a lot of fun. So use the hashtag EDGC15. We're going to have a new magic question tomorrow, which people can enter to get the chance to name their planet as well. So the winner is, and we want a drum roll, everyone drum roll at home, is at Psych Plays. So we have Kirsty. So congratulations, Kirsty. You have won you're going to be able to name your own planet, which is pretty awesome. So she says, my wingman would be Darren Brown, who is like, I don't know if people know him in Germany.
I don't know.
Darren Brown, he's like a TV psychic sort of.
I know who he is.
Yeah, anyway. Yes. Darren Brown, because he would talk the enemy into transferring their balance to me, and then also into self-destructing. So congratulations, round of applause for Kirsty. We will be in touch about you claiming your prize, as well as the winners of all of the other giveaways from the trivia questions today. So again, thank you so much for watching all day today. It has been absolutely amazing. We've had a blast, and we hope you join us again tomorrow from 11 a.m. BST until around about 4:30. So thanks again, guys. Take it easy and see you tomorrow.